whether it be pregame jitters or whatever it is, and some communication, and turning the football over down deep. I thought our defense played excellent, but offensively, we have to gel. We made some big plays, but still need to be more consistent. And a lot of it had to do with some communication and things like that, so it's something definitely that we can improve on. What I really liked about it is you fall down 7-0 and no one blinked. Everyone believed in each other, kept playing hard, and it was a process. Fresno's got a good football team. They're a good physical team with a lot of speed. I thought our defense did a nice job for the most part. Special teams played fairly well, except for the extra points early in the game. That was kind of a combination of two things. We had one protection issue, and the other one we didn't get the ball in the air. As far as the kick went right in the back of him.
How did your quarterback play today?
The quarterback did okay. I think he would say, I just talked to him, and he said, I wish I could have played better, which he will. He will. I think that was great for him to get his feet wet again. First live thing that he's done. Didn't have any delayed games. He handled the clock well. Made pretty good decisions, except for the first ball. I don't know what happened with the first ball, but after that, thought he threw the ball away when he needed to. He made some big plays with his legs, got us out of some bad field position at times. We had really poor field position, it seemed like all day. We started inside our 15-yard line, it seemed like all day, early in the game, for sure. So, but made some big throws, made some big runs, and so I think there's a lot of room for improvement, but there's a lot to work with there.
What does it say about just after that first pass that he didn't get down?
He just shook it off. He just sort of let that one go. He just, yeah, he wasn't shook up by it at all. But you could tell early in the game he was playing a little fast, kind of rushing some things, and then he settled down. Did some nice things, running, trying to keep it alive, things like that. Which you could see that brings a little added dimension to the offense when he can move around. He ran the ball with a couple design runs today, which was nice to see. Those were big plays, got us out of some bad field position. So overall, he played okay.
What would you like to see specifically better? The accuracy, maybe?
Yeah, he missed a couple balls. Also made a great play to Marv, though, the one down the middle of the field. They had a blitz coming, and he slid to his left and put it down there right on the money. So thought he did a real nice job there. But it's his first game, and communication. It must have been loud out there because the center couldn't hear him. That was the thing down the end zone, and so. But he came away healthy and a lot of room for improvement, as there is everywhere, but it's the first game. We're 1-0. We're really happy about it.
What did play Jones?
How would you assess Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen played pretty well. He dropped the ball, which you don't usually see with Keenan. Anybody else, you say drop the ball, it happens to everybody, but Keenan, you don't expect that. Did a nice job on the wide screen. We got called back. Keenan, if that didn't get called back, he's got probably 200 yards or close to 200 yards of receiving. So he played well, blocked well. EC's run, he made a great block to spring EC on the long run for the touchdown. So he played hard. All those guys played hard.
That gelling you're talking about on offense, is that why you left your key starters out there on the field?
Excuse me?
The gelling that you're talking about they need to do on offense, is that why you left your starters out on the field late in the game?
No, we didn't have we didn't have a series really late. We were thinking about making a substitution about 4 or 5 minutes ago, but then they took the ball down and scored a touchdown. So so then they kicked an onside kick. We put the guys back in. We wanted to make sure we didn't give them the ball back, and so we put the defense back in as well. We may have substituted too early. I think we substituted 6 minutes to play. It's still a football game. If they get that onside kick, that thing's a whole different thing. So that's why we kept them in.
Earlier the plays were down by the end zone. The two guys
Shifting.
illegal shift, and what was
They weren't illegal.
two guys.
Yeah, they were shifting. Both of them were shifting. It wasn't illegal. The ball just got snapped as they were shifting.
What pistol formation you guys used a couple times in this game? And if so, is that something you put in for Fresno State specifically?
No, it's something that we have in our offense.
What do you think about some of the young defensive guys today? Whiteside had that forced fumble, and use a lot of those guys.
Yeah, Jalil played quite a bit. He did a nice job, from what I could tell. It's hard to tell in the heat of the battle, but Whiteside, nice job. Scarlett played some down the stretch, and so we have to look at the tape, but it was nice to get those guys in and get them some experience.
As the season goes on, you keep doing that, you figure this going to get better and better.
I think so, yeah, I think so. I think you spot play them, you put them in there in certain spots and let them get their feet wet. And, so today I wish we would have played better on offense and scored some more points and could have got more guys on the field, but that last score there, we just didn't play very well in the first half offensively as far as giving up, 2 turnovers down in the end zone pretty much.
I think they had 7 first downs midway through the third quarter. I mean, what were you specifically doing defensively this summer?
Well, we were physical up front. They popped a couple runs, but we were pretty solid there. I thought we put some pressure on the passer. You could tell their deal was to get the ball out of their hands quick. I don't think they threw a couple go routes, but besides that, they weren't holding on to the ball to throw any deep comebacks or digs or anything like that. They were going to max protect it, throw go routes on the outside. So it looked like they were probably a little bit afraid of our pass rush.
2 receivers over 100 yards in this one. How much does that help Zach and his confidence within the game, knowing that he's got those weapons?
Well, I think he's got a lot of confidence, obviously, in Keenan, and he's been working a long time with Marv now as well. And so he has a lot of confidence in those guys. We missed a couple. Keenan dropped the ball, Marv dropped the ball. There's a lot of improvement there and to be had and made. So we'll go back to work. We'll enjoy this one and go back to work on Monday.
How much of a concern is it ball security with EC put the ball on the ground a few times?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a concern. The ball was on the ground a couple of times, and we got one back. Even Zach fell on it. But we have to do better with that. We cannot afford to turn the football over and put the ball on the ground.
At any point did you consider putting CJ in a little bit more because of that?
Well, the tempo of the game was such that it was such a battle. We got to make sure people know what they're doing, and so CJ's still working into that, and so we're going to get him in when we can.
From your perspective, calling the majority of the plays, how did that go from you?
No, actually, we called it all together, but Keesaw's the voice, most of all, of calling the plays. We're all talking between series, hey, let's get this, let's get that, let's get this. And he's saying, how about this, how about that, as we're going. So he's the voice because he can see it up top and handle most of those duties, but we're all kind of in it together. Hey, run this on the next 3rd and long, run this on the 3rd and 5, or whatever it may be. So but really he's the one who has it organized and is calling it from the box.
How many design runs did you have for Maynard, and is that something you think you're going to want to do a lot more?
Yeah, it's definitely in the package. The ones that he ran for big yards were design runs.
After your first losing season last year, Jeff, how important was it to win today?
Last season, this is about the 2011 Bears. Last season is not something we even talked about through camp. We talked, on day one about, hey, there's a little motivation there, a little chip that just wasn't like us last season. But that wasn't motivation coming in here. This is about this year's team. Today was about Fresno completely, and Colorado next, and that's the way we'll go about it. I love this team, the chemistry of this team, the togetherness, the trust. I think it's a great football team that way. We need to continue to improve on the football field, but I love the work ethic.
What would you attribute those, the second and third quarter rash of penalties along the offensive line? What would you attribute those to, 3 or 4? Right
Well, it was, I don't know, they said we leg whipped somebody out on the screen on the touchdown, but that's how offensive linemen block in the open field. They don't whip, they roll, and he saw the guy roll, and so he called leg whip, which is unfortunate. We had a holding penalty on Dom, which I think looked a little questionable, but they called that. And then obviously we had the legal procedure where we couldn't hear it anymore. Fresno's fans, they were very loud along that time. Once you have a legal procedure because of noise, then you're just going to get it even more. But that's no excuse. We're going to plan a lot of loud venues, and, you know, you have to look at, this is Dom's first game too, you know, at center, so there's some things there that we need to make sure that everybody's on the same page and can handle the noise.
Obviously, you want to clean that up, but you kind of chalk that up the first game.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and everybody knows it. I mean, it's great we're 1-0, but the awesome thing is there's a lot of room for improvement. And we go back and we work, and I have a lot of confidence these guys are going to go back and really work and be motivated to clean up the mistakes that we made this week.
You had Brian Ager rolling out to do his punts. Is there concern about punt protection, or is that?
Against these guys, there was. These guys come after you pretty hard, and they had everybody up there coming at you. So you just, we didn't do it all day, but we did it most of the day. And that was mainly to move the pocket and get the ball off and not let them have a chance to block one.
What did you think of the pass protection today?
Pretty decent. I thought it was pretty, they were bringing a lot of blitzes. They were playing cover zero sometimes and bringing a lot of guys. I thought we picked them up pretty well. I don't think they ever got a clean shot on Zach. He may have pulled it down a couple of times and ran, mainly because people were covered. But I don't think anybody really whiffed on anybody. I thought the pass protection was pretty decent.